Do you know how Agile works when it scales across multiple teams and departments? In this video, we'll walk through the most important Scaled Agile frameworks you need to know: Lean, Safe, Scrum of Scrums, LeSS, Disciplined Agile, and Crystal. We'll explain how each one works, what makes it unique, and when to use which framework. At the end of each framework, we will go over a practice question together to help reinforce the learning. Be sure to stick around to the end to get a clear picture of how these frameworks handle coordination, alignment, and delivery across large organizations. Let's get started. 1. Lean. Lean is not a framework itself, but a foundational mindset and philosophy that influences many Scaled Agile frameworks. Lean focuses on maximizing value for the customer while eliminating waste. This approach originated from the Toyota production system and has become central to Agile and business agility practices. Key concepts in Lean include the 7 types of waste, which refer to overproduction, waiting, overprocessing, excess inventory, unnecessary motion, transport, and defects. Value stream mapping, which helps visualize the flow of value and identify inefficiencies in the process. Just in time means work is created only when needed, reducing unnecessary effort and inventory. Kaizen is the practice of continuous incremental improvement over time. Built-in quality ensures that quality is part of the process, not something added at the end. Respect for people means empowering teams, encouraging collaboration, and fostering a culture of ownership. For the PMP exam, expect to see Lean principles appear in scenario-based questions about identifying inefficiencies, removing waste, and improving team or process performance. Let's look at a Lean question together. A project team supporting an internal operations tool is struggling to meet delivery timelines. Developers often wait for clarification on business requirements, and completed work sits in queues waiting for approval. The project manager, familiar with Lean principles, wants to address these inefficiencies without adding more resources. What is the best course of action to improve the team's performance using Lean thinking? A. Increase the team's velocity by assigning parallel tasks to all members and reducing idle time. B. Implement a formal change request process to document all clarifications and decisions. C. Reduce batch sizes and focus on limiting handoffs and wait times to improve overall flow. D. Schedule more meetings between the developers and stakeholders to clarify requirements early. You can pause the video here if you need more time. All right, let's walk through this together. The correct choice is C. Lean principles emphasize flow efficiency, reducing waste, and delivering value quickly. In this scenario, the delays are due to waiting and handoffs, both considered forms of waste in Lean. By reducing batch sizes and limiting handoffs, the team can deliver smaller increments faster, receive feedback sooner, and improve performance without needing more resources. Choice A is incorrect. Increasing parallel work may seem productive, but often leads to context switching and more work in progress, which decreases overall flow efficiency and can create even longer delays. Choice B is incorrect. Adding more formal processes like a change request system introduces bureaucracy and slows down response times. Lean advocates streamlining processes, not adding overhead. Choice D is incorrect. While improving communication is valuable, simply increasing meeting frequency doesn't directly address systemic flow inefficiencies. The underlying problem is how work moves, not just how it's discussed. Okay, let's move on if you are ready. 2. Safe. SAFE, which stands for Scaled Agile Framework. SAFE is one of the most widely adopted frameworks for applying Agile at scale in large organizations. SAFE provides structure at multiple levels, from team to portfolio, and integrates Lean, Agile, and DevOps principles. Key concepts in SAFE include Agile Release Train, which is a long-living team of Agile teams working together toward a common goal. Each Agile Release Train typically delivers value on a regular cadence. Program Increment Planning, which is a large-scale planning event conducted every 8 to 12 weeks to align multiple teams and ensure shared priorities. Lean Portfolio Management, which connects strategy to execution by aligning budgets, roadmaps, and governance. SAFE also introduces roles like the Release Train Engineer, who acts as the Chief Scrum Master for the Agile Release Train, Product Management, which owns the program backlog, and solution architects who guide technical alignment. There are 4 SAFe configurations to adapt to different enterprise needs. Essential SAFe covers the basics needed for teams and Agile release trains. Large Solution SAFe supports complex systems involving multiple Agile release trains. Portfolio SAFe adds portfolio-level strategy and governance. Full SAFe combines all of the above for enterprise-wide agility. SAFe's core values include alignment, built-in quality, transparency, and program execution. For the PMP exam, make sure you're familiar with terms like Agile Release Train, Program Increment Planning, and Lean Portfolio Management, and understand how SAFe enables multiple Agile teams to deliver value at scale. Let's look at a Scaled Agile framework question together. A large enterprise is implementing SAFe to improve coordination across multiple Agile teams working on a shared product. During a program increment PI planning session, several teams express concern about overlapping dependencies and unclear priorities. As a result, some teams are uncertain about their objectives and delivery timelines. The release train engineer escalates the issue to the project manager. What is the best action the project manager can take to support alignment and successful value delivery within the SAFe framework? A. Direct each team to finalize their own PI objectives independently to maintain team autonomy. B. Facilitate a reprioritization of features through the product management team and realign the program backlog. C. Ask teams to delay commitment until all dependencies are resolved through documentation. D. Escalate the issue to the Lean Portfolio Management team for immediate resolution and resource allocation. You can pause the video here if you need more time. All right, let's walk through this together. The correct choice is B. In SAFe, program increment and PI planning is a critical event for aligning teams, identifying dependencies, and committing to shared PI objectives. When dependencies or priorities are unclear, the product management team responsible for the program backlog should work with teams to reprioritize features and provide clarity. This ensures that the Agile release train can move forward in a coordinated and value-driven manner. Choice A is incorrect. While team autonomy is important, in SAFe, teams operate as part of a larger system, the Agile release train. Finalizing objectives in isolation undermines cross-team alignment and risks delivery failure due to unaddressed dependencies. Choice C is incorrect. Delaying commitment until all dependencies are documented is contrary to SAFe's inspect and adapt philosophy. SAFe encourages teams to surface and manage dependencies collaboratively during PI planning, not defer planning. Choice D is incorrect. Escalating to Lean Portfolio Management is not appropriate for resolving PI planning level concerns. LPM focuses on strategic funding and portfolio level initiatives, not immediate feature level prioritization or dependency resolution. Okay, let's move on if you are ready. 3. Scrum of Scrums. Scrum of Scrums is a lightweight coordination method used when multiple Scrum teams work on the same product. The goal is to help teams remain aligned, manage cross-team dependencies, and ensure consistent progress toward a shared goal. Here's how Scrum of Scrums works. Each Scrum team continues to follow standard Scrum practices, sprints, daily stand-ups, and retrospectives. The representatives from each team, often the Scrum Masters, attend a Scrum of Scrums meeting to share updates, raise issues, and coordinate work. A facilitator, sometimes called a Chief Scrum Master, helps guide the discussions and support collaboration across teams. Scrum of Scrums keeps the simplicity of Scrum intact while adding a thin layer of coordination, making it suitable for teams that don't need the full structure of SAFe. On the PMP exam, look for scenarios where a small number of Scrum teams need lightweight synchronization. Scrum of Scrums may be the best fit when you want minimal overhead but need to manage shared backlogs or dependencies. Let's look at a Scrum of Scrums question together. A company has 4 Scrum teams working on different components of a single product. Each team runs its own sprint, but teams often face delays due to unresolved inter-team dependencies. The product owner has suggested holding a large daily meeting with all team members to improve visibility. However, this has led to long, unproductive sessions. As the project manager, you want to improve synchronization without increasing meeting overhead. What is the best course of action to enable coordination and manage dependencies across teams using Agile practices? A. Introduce a Scrum of Scrums meeting with designated representatives from each team to identify and resolve cross-team issues. B. Require all Scrum teams to align their sprint schedules and attend each other's daily stand-ups for transparency. C. Replace individual team stand-ups with one consolidated stand-up attended by all members of every team. D. Assign a central project coordinator to track dependencies and provide updates to all teams through a weekly report. You can pause the video here if you need more time. All right, let's walk through this together. The correct choice is A. The Scrum of Scrums is a lightweight coordination technique used when multiple Scrum teams work on a shared product. It involves selecting representatives, often Scrum Masters or rotating team members, to meet regularly and address cross-team dependencies, blockers, and integration concerns without disrupting each team's autonomy. It allows for synchronization with minimal overhead, making it ideal for small to mid-scale Agile programs. Choice B is incorrect. While aligning sprint schedules may help, attending each other's daily stand-ups is inefficient and increases overhead, especially as team numbers grow. It also doesn't scale well or respect each team's focus. Choice C is incorrect. Consolidating all daily stand-ups defeats the purpose of the short, focused Scrum event and leads to information overload, which the scenario already shows is problematic. Choice D is incorrect. Assigning a central coordinator to manage communication contradicts the Agile principle of self-organizing teams. It also introduces a single point of failure and reduces team ownership of dependencies and integration. Okay, let's move on if you are ready. 4. LeSS. LeSS, which stands for Large-Scale Scrum, is an extension of Scrum designed for 2 to 8 teams working together on a single product. The idea behind LeSS is to scale Scrum while keeping it simple. Rather than adding new roles or layers, LeSS extends the core Scrum principles to larger teams. Key elements in LeSS include a single product owner who manages one product backlog shared across all teams. Teams operate on a common sprint cadence, starting and ending sprints at the same time. A shared definition of done applies across all teams to ensure consistency and alignment. Minimal additional roles are introduced. LeSS emphasizes transparency, learning, and empiricism. There are 2 levels. LeSS for up to 8 teams. LeSS Huge for scaling beyond 8 teams using an area-based approach. For the PMP exam, expect LeSS to show up in questions about scaling Agile while maintaining Scrum principles. It's a great fit when your organization wants to avoid excessive complexity and stick closely to the original Scrum structure. Let's look at a large-scale Scrum question together. An organization is scaling Scrum across 5 teams working on a single product. Leadership wants to maintain strong alignment with core Scrum values while avoiding the complexity of layered governance or multiple roles. The teams share a single product backlog and product owner, but recently inconsistencies have emerged in how features are implemented. Some teams feel disconnected from customer needs and unclear on priorities. As the project manager, what is the best way to strengthen alignment and maintain the simplicity of Scrum in this scaled environment? A. Introduce team leads to coordinate work between teams and communicate with the product owner on behalf of each team. B. Assign each team its own product owner and product backlog to reduce confusion and allow more autonomy. C. Hold joint sprint planning, reviews, and retrospectives with all teams to ensure shared understanding and alignment. D. Appoint a central integration manager to oversee consistency across the product and approve all changes before release. You can pause the video here if you need more time. All right, let's walk through this together. The correct choice is C. Large-scale Scrum is designed to scale Scrum while preserving its core simplicity and principles. In LeSS, teams working on the same product share one product owner and one product backlog. To maintain alignment and transparency, joint sprint planning, reviews, and retrospectives are held. This promotes shared understanding, encourages cross-team collaboration, and reinforces a product-level focus, not just team-level execution. Choice A is incorrect. Introducing team leads adds a non-Scrum role and undermines the self-managing nature of Scrum teams. It also risks creating a communication bottleneck between teams and the product owner. Choice B is incorrect. LeSS deliberately uses one product owner and one product backlog to maintain product-level focus. Splitting responsibilities dilutes priorities and leads to local optimization rather than whole product thinking. Choice D is incorrect. Appointing a central integration manager introduces command and control oversight, contradicting LeSS principles. LeSS encourages teams to self-organize around integration and coordination, not rely on hierarchical gatekeepers. Okay, let's move on if you are ready. 5. Disciplined Agile. Disciplined Agile, or DA, is not a single framework, but a decision-making toolkit that helps organizations and teams choose their best way of working. Disciplined Agile integrates practices from Scrum, Kanban, Safe, Lean, and more, and helps teams make better choices based on their context. Key concepts in Disciplined Agile include: choose your way of working, which encourages teams to tailor practices that fit their situation, rather than blindly following a specific framework. Disciplined Agile delivery is the foundational layer that focuses on value delivery from inception through deployment. Process goals that guide decision-making across areas like architecture, quality, governance, and risk. Disciplined Agile emphasizes being context-sensitive, goal-oriented, and enterprise-aware. For the PMP exam, you may encounter questions about tailoring Agile to fit organizational or team-specific needs. Remember that Disciplined Agile promotes flexibility, pragmatism, and guided choices rather than rigid adherence to one method. Let's look at a Disciplined Agile question together. A global enterprise is launching a high-risk, compliance-driven project. The team has experience with Scrum, but is concerned it may not provide enough structure for regulatory needs. Leadership wants to use an Agile approach, but also ensure proper risk management and documentation. As the project manager, you recommend Disciplined Agile to guide the team. What is the best reason to use Disciplined Agile in this scenario? A. Disciplined Agile offers a prescriptive process model for delivering software in regulated environments. B. Disciplined Agile allows teams to tailor their way of working by choosing practices that fit their unique context and constraints. C. Disciplined Agile eliminates the need for documentation by replacing it with working software and rapid feedback. D. Using Disciplined Agile requires switching completely away from Scrum and adopting a new framework based on lean governance. You can pause the video here if you need more time. All right, let's walk through this together. The correct choice is B. Disciplined Agile is a process decision toolkit, not a prescriptive framework. It supports teams in tailoring their way of working based on organizational context, team maturity, compliance needs, and more. This pragmatic, flexible approach allows teams to choose from various Agile, Lean, or traditional techniques to achieve desired outcomes, making it ideal for complex, high-risk, or highly governed environments. Choice A is incorrect. Disciplined Agile is not a prescriptive model. While it supports working in regulated environments, it does so by helping teams make guided decisions, not by offering a fixed process for compliance. Choice C is incorrect. Disciplined Agile values appropriate documentation when needed. Replacing documentation entirely is contrary to Disciplined Agile's context-sensitive approach, especially in compliance-driven or enterprise-scale projects. Choice D is incorrect. Disciplined Agile does not require abandoning Scrum or any other method. Instead, it encourages teams to build upon what works, tailoring and evolving their way of working using guided choices, including elements from Scrum, Kanban, XP, Safe, and others. Okay, let's move on if you are ready. 6. Crystal. Crystal is a family of Agile methods that emphasizes people, interactions, and context over strict processes and heavy tools. It's highly adaptable and designed to scale based on team size and project criticality, using color-coded variants to indicate the level of formality needed. Crystal Clear is ideal for small teams of up to 6 people working on low-risk projects. It focuses on close communication, quick delivery, and minimal process. Crystal Yellow supports teams of 10 to 20 with slightly more structure for moderately critical work. Crystal Orange is used for larger teams of 20 to 40, introducing more roles, coordination, and governance. For high-risk or mission-critical projects, Crystal Red and beyond, like Blue or Violet, offer greater rigor, documentation, and control. What unites all Crystal variants is their shared values: frequent delivery of working software, reflective improvement, which encourages teams to continuously learn and adapt, osmotic communication, meaning team members should sit close together to share information naturally and efficiently. Tailoring to context instead of enforcing one-size-fits-all rules, Crystal adapts to the needs of each team and project. On the PMP exam, Crystal is often the right choice when scenarios involve smaller teams, trust-based environments, and a need for flexibility and simplicity. Just remember, the color tells you how much structure is needed based on team size and risk. Let's look at a Crystal question together. A startup is building a customer-facing web application with a small, experienced team of 6 developers who work closely in the same office. The team values direct communication, quick delivery, and minimal documentation. Leadership wants an agile approach that supports these preferences while maintaining enough discipline for effective delivery. The project manager wants to recommend a methodology that fits this environment. Which agile approach is most appropriate for this project? A Safe, because it offers structured planning and coordination for multi-team environments. B Crystal, because it supports small teams, relies on high trust, and emphasizes low ceremony processes. And CD SDM, because it balances governance with adaptive delivery in fixed time, fixed cost environments. EXP, because it emphasizes engineering practices and detailed process guidelines. You can pause the video here if you need more time. All right, let's walk through this together. The correct choice is B. Crystal is best suited for small, co-located teams working in environments where trust is high and communication is fluid. It emphasizes low ceremony, simplicity, and adaptability, making it an excellent choice for a startup environment where speed and direct interaction are prioritized over heavy processes and documentation. Crystal encourages tailoring based on team size and criticality, which aligns well with the scenario. Choice A is incorrect. SAFE is designed for large, multi-team programs needing structured coordination. It introduces significant overhead that is unnecessary and counterproductive for a small, tight-knit team. Choice C is incorrect. DSDM is more appropriate for projects requiring fixed constraints and governance, often seen in enterprise or government settings. It brings more structure than is needed in a startup environment, prioritizing speed and simplicity. Choice D is incorrect. XP does support small teams, but comes with a high degree of discipline and technical rigor, including engineering practices like test-driven development and pair programming. While powerful, it may be more structure than this team is looking for based on their low ceremony preference. Before we wrap up, let's quickly summarize the 6 Scaled Agile frameworks we covered. Lean focuses on delivering value by eliminating waste and continuously improving. SAFE offers a structured approach to scaling Agile across enterprise teams with defined roles and planning events. Scrum of Scrums adds a coordination layer for multiple Scrum teams without changing core practices. LeSS extends Scrum for larger groups while preserving simplicity and empiricism. Disciplined Agile helps teams choose their way of working based on goals, context, and organizational needs. Crystal emphasizes human interaction, team flexibility, and lightweight delivery practices. Mastering these Scaled Agile frameworks will not only help you on the PMP exam, but also prepare you to apply Agile effectively in large and complex project environments. If this video helped clarify things, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, consider subscribing to our channel for more Agile content and visit our website at pmaspirant.com for additional project management resources. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.